You know, every time you go online, you're stepping into a world that's been built just for you. Your news, your search results, all those social feeds, they're totally personalized. But what if that personalization isn't really a convenience, but more like a cage, an invisible cage that kind of shapes what you think and believe without you even realizing it? Okay, let's dive into this and see if we can find the key.
So, let me just ask you something. If you and a friend both searched for the exact same thing on Google right now, would you see the same results? The answer, and this might surprise you, is probably no. Your internet is totally unique to you, and that has some massive implications. Just think about it for a sec. When a big story breaks, where do you turn first? Do you go to a traditional news site, or are you more likely to see it pop up in your social media feed, maybe on Instagram or TikTok, shared by someone you follow? Where we get our information is really the first brick in the wall of the world that gets built around us. And that brings us right to the core idea here, the filter bubble. It's all based on this one simple but really powerful idea. What you see online, that isn't everything. There's a whole world of information out there you might be missing. So let's break down what's actually going on behind the screen. First up, we've got the filter bubble itself. Now, the key thing to get here is that this isn't a person curating your news, it's code. An algorithm looks at your past clicks, your location, your search history, and it creates this unique little universe of information just for you. And that can lead to what they call intellectual isolation. Then you've got this other related idea, the echo chamber. This one's a little different. It's more about people. It's that space where pretty much everyone you follow and interact with basically agrees with you. So your own views are constantly reflected back at you, echoed, and that makes them feel like the absolute truth, while other perspectives just kind of fade into the background. And finally, there's algorithmic bias. This is when the code itself has prejudices baked right into it. Now, it might not be intentional, but think about it. If an AI hiring tool learns from biased data from the past, it might start favoring certain applicants over others. And this creates seriously unfair outcomes that have real-world consequences. So, here's the crucial point, the main takeaway. A filter bubble is built by code, by an algorithm guessing what you'll click on. An echo chamber, on the other hand, is built by people, by us, and our social circles. The scary part is they often work together, trapping us in this feedback loop where algorithms just feed us more of what our friends are already saying. So why does any of this matter? Well, because living in these bubbles is actually pretty dangerous. For starters, it seriously narrows our worldview. It can lead to this intense polarization where you start to see the other side as not just wrong, but evil. Misinformation and fake news spread like wildfire because there are no opposing views to put the brakes on it. And it just supercharges our own confirmation bias. So how does this invisible cage actually get built anyway? Well, it's not magic. It's a simple and honestly a pretty predictable process. Let's walk through the 4 steps that create your own personal reality online. This is the feedback loop in action. See, it all starts with a simple click. You see something that catches your eye. Maybe it's emotional, maybe it's sensational, and you click. The algorithm takes note. It predicts you want more of that high emotion stuff, and pretty soon it starts populating your feed with more and more of the same. And over time, your information diet gets less and less diverse, and your worldview just narrows, step by tiny step.
Okay, that all sounds pretty bleak, I know. But here's the good news. You are not powerless here. You can find the keys to this cage. So let's get into some simple, practical tools you can start using like today.
The first tool is so easy. It's something you can try right after this is over. It's called the incognito check, and it's a fantastic way to just peek outside your own bubble.
All you do is open a private or incognito browsing window before you search for a political or sensitive topic. This basically hides your past search history from the engine, giving you a glimpse of a more neutral, less filtered version of the internet. Seriously, try it and compare the results to your normal search. You might be shocked at the difference. Next up, we've got a more active strategy. This one involves taking a good, hard look at your social media feeds and consciously auditing who you're following. The whole goal here is to intentionally break your own echo chamber. Go find 3 to 5 high-quality, reputable sources that you know represent a different viewpoint from your own, and just follow them. You don't have to agree with them. The point is just to let their perspective into your feed. It can be enough to start popping that bubble.
And our third tool is another really simple technical fix. You can think of it as a little bit of digital spring cleaning for your online profile.
By clearing your cookies and search data every once in a while, you're basically hitting a reset button on the profile that algorithms have built on you. It forces them to start learning about you all over again, and that gives you a chance to feed them some more diverse signals.
When you boil it all down, all of these tools are about one central idea: shifting from being a passive consumer of whatever the algorithm feeds you to becoming an active architect of your own reality.
And this can be as simple as making a conscious choice. For example, deciding to use a search engine like DuckDuckGo, which doesn't track your search history for news topics, is a small change, but it can make a really big difference in the diversity of information you see.
Here's a great way to think about it. Start treating your information intake like your food intake. I mean, you wouldn't just eat candy all day, right? Of course not. You need a balanced mix of different foods to be healthy. And the exact same thing is true for information. A balanced digital diet leads to a healthier, more nuanced worldview. It's that simple.
So, I want to leave you with this one final, really crucial question. The whole business model for a lot of these platforms is based on engagement, on keeping you clicking. And that often means showing you what you want to see, things that are emotional, things that reinforce what you already believe. But for a healthy society, maybe what we need to see are things that challenge us. So, what is the responsibility of these platforms? And maybe more importantly, what's yours?